Today we are going to talk about T cell activation. So T cell activation in the cells, the antigen presenting cells mainly comprises of the B cells, dendritic cells, Langerhans cells, and the macrophage cells. So these cells, B cell, dendritic cells, Langerhans cells, and the macrophages are mainly the antigen presenting cell. So the T cell activation occurs mainly in the 4 stages. So the first stage is of the sample processing, and the second stage is of the T cell activation, third stage is of the proliferation and the survival, and the last stage is of the activation of the naive T cell. So here in this picture I have dissipated the each and every step wise. So this is step 1, this is step 2, step 3, and step 4. In the step 1 there is the antigen processing, and in the step 2 there is the signal 1, that is T cell activation, and in the step 3 there is proliferation and the survival, and in the step 4 there is activation of the naive T cell. So I am going to explain each and every step how the T cell activation occur. So in this first step, you can see here there is the dendritic cell that is capturing an antigen. So here what happens, the dendritic cell samples and processes the antigen, then migrates to the draining lymph node. So this dendritic cell you see here, it captures the antigen, it samples the antigen, it processes this antigen, and then it migrates towards the draining lymph node. So in the step 2 what happens, there is T cell activation. So we also call is the signal 1. So first signal is the T cell activation. What happens is that the exogenous antigen is presented on the MHC2 and is recognized by the T cell receptor on the CD4 plus T cell, that is T helper cell, and the endogenous or cross presented antigen is presented to the MHC1 to the cytotoxic T cells. So I have previously described you that the exogenous antigen is presented on the MHC2 molecule, and the endogenous or the cross presented antigen is presented to the MHC1 molecule. So the MHC2 molecule which is presented is recognized by the T cell receptor on the CD4 cell, whereas the endogenous antigen presented on the MHC molecule is presented towards the CD8 plus cell, cytotoxic T cell. So now let us go towards the third step. In third step what happens, there is proliferation and the survival. It is the signal number 2. So in the third step what happens, there is co-stimulatory signal via the interaction of the B7 protein, that is CD80/86 on the dendritic cell and CD28 on the naive T cell. So there will be the proliferation and the survival, which is known as the signal 2. And at the end what happens, the activated TH cells produce the cytokines. So the cytotoxic T cell able to recognize and the kill virus infected cell through the various medium. So this is how the naive T cell is activated towards the T helper cell and cytotoxic T cell. And I am again going to revise you that there occurs the 4 stages of the T cell activation. First is the capture of the antigen and the processing of the antigen by the dendritic cell, and this dendritic cell is drained towards the lymph node. And after what happened, that there will be the, in the second step there will be the T cell activation. In the T cell activation what happened, the exogenous antigen is presented on the MHC2 molecule, and the exogenous antigen is recognized by the T cell receptor on the T helper CD4 cells. If the antigen is endogenous or cross presented, then it is presented on the MHC1 molecules to the cytotoxic T cell. And in the stage 3 what happens, there is proliferation and the survival, which is signal number 2, where there occurs co-stimulatory signals by the interaction of the B7 protein on the dendritic cells and the CD8 on the naive T cells. And at the end, the activated T helper cells produces the cytokines, whereas the cytotoxic T cell able to recognize and kill the virus infected cell. So I hope you understood the T cell activation. You have to know the various steps of the T cell activation. So thank you. This much for today. This sums up our topic on the T cell activation.